All right, now on this one, it's pretty complicated because there's lots of x's and y's and stuff in the picture.
And it's possible that, you're really going to have to think through this in order to come up with some equations. So whenever you have a whole bunch of lines in the picture and angles and stuff, you want to see if you can find some vertical angles in the picture, see if you can see some straight lines or something like that, that all the angles are going to add up to 180. It doesn't have to be a pair, as in a linear pair. If I see a straight line, for example, if I see a straight line like this, that means everything on one side of it has to total up to 180. Okay? Now, this might give you a feel for what to expect. Notice that I have in one of these things an x and a y. So what do you think is going to happen whenever I start writing my equations? What kind of problem are we going to be setting up? Yeah, equations, plural, which means that this is a system. It's probably going to be a system. Sometimes you can get around it if you can just get an equation that has an x in it, just one. But that may not be the case here. So notice I already highlighted a line there, so I can total up all of the angles on this side. Let's get an equation, simplify it, and see what the heck to do next. Okay, so just add up these pieces, and they should total up to 180. So we'll just take it piece by piece. The first one is x plus y, then plus 45 plus x. All of this needs to be. All right, now let's just clean it up, combine some like terms and stuff. And usually when it's a system of equations, we keep the constant over there on the right and then leave the x's and y's, the variables, on the left. All right, so we've got the y plus 10. Notice where it is. It has a little arrow. It's on the left side of that line. It's not included in this 180. It's going to come into play on our next equation. Okay. So combining our like terms, we've got 2x plus a y, and then we're going to have to take this 45 over here to meet this, and that's going to be equal to 135? Okay. So here's one equation. And again, you look at this as a problem and you go, I have an x and I have a y in it. I don't have enough information to find either one of those. I'm going to need a second equation. So to get a second equation, you want to do the same kind of thing. Is there a set of vertical angles in the picture? Or is there another line that we can set up to make 180 degrees or something like that? Okay, so you're going this one here together with y plus 10. Would you guys agree? Yeah, I'll color this in versus just coloring this part in. Are they the same? No, there's an extra ray in here. What's happening here is that you have this complete line and this complete line. So instead, we can still use your same method and set them up as long as we include the extra 15 in there. Right, we didn't know what x is. We're just going to set up ourselves an equation in order to get it.
So you have to have like y plus 25.
Yeah, okay, so I'll write that down right there, that this thing is y plus 25. And what should y plus 25 be equal to or add up to or something? The x, right? Because those things are vertical angles, and now this one kind of looks like an hourglass, and they're both the same. So our next equation then is x is equal to y plus 25. And that 25 came from those two constants added together. Okay, so here's the second equation. And you have a system, and whenever you have a system, you're thinking either substitution or elimination. Which one makes the most amount of sense on this? Yeah, substitution is already set up for us. We already have x solved. All we have to do is take that y plus 25 and stick it in there for x. So let's do that. And our new equation is going to be 2. Do I need parentheses on this one? Yeah. 2 times plus the other y equals 135. Okay. Got to distribute here. And I know from experience, a very common mistake of distributing that 2 is forgetting the 25. Like,
he gets left out and he gets pretty sad about it. So when I distribute here to both of them, I get 2y plus another y is equal to 135. And to combine our like terms and simplify this, we have just a single, no, we have 3 of those y's. And then take the 50 over here to get, right, and then divide. It does not turn out to be a whole number, but, you know, sometimes that happens. 85 thirds, we can leave the answer like that. Of course, we could use the calculator and approximate it with a decimal or something like that. So 85, is that 28 and a third? Okay. So you can go or 28.3 repeating, something like that. Is this problem finished?
No, you have to find X.
Yeah, you got to find x. And we're just going to find x. We can select either one of these equations to put our y in. But this one makes the most amount of sense because it already has x by itself. All we have to do is take our answer and add 25 to it. So here x is equal to what we just found, which was 28 and 1/3, and we're going to add 25 to it to get 53 and a third. So there's the other answer. Now this one you don't really have to write the answer as an ordered pair because specifically we're looking for, it's not really an angle measurement. I guess you can consider x an angle measurement. So we're just looking for 2 individual answers here, not necessarily something that we'd be plotting on the coordinate plane.